Hey, it's Sheros, and I am 40 Days to 50. This is journal entry number 15. I am thinking about the way in which I plan to celebrate my birthday. And this is sort of interesting because I'm talking to people who don't celebrate their birthday at all. So they're sort of, curious, let's say, about this whole journal, 40 Days to 50. Am I drawing it out? Whereas I'm like, I'm enjoying myself, so I'm going to keep going with that. But I know that I recognize that there are people that don't celebrate their birthday for various reasons. One of them might be religious reasons. I was actually trying to remember. I think Prince may have been like Jehovah's Witness. I think he did not. I don't think he celebrated because of that. But I also seem to remember that he might have touched on this topic one time around like acknowledging time or counting down time as an aging thing, and so it just not being necessary to live an abundant life. So I've heard that concept in other spaces too, of people who don't celebrate because it doesn't serve the way that they think about time and needing to sort of recognize it in that way. So that's kind of been interesting for me. I've thought about that a little bit versus this emphasis that I'm putting on it right now. I can remember January 6, 2020, I was in Jamaica, and the way that they don't say happy birthday. Everybody said to me like happy Earth strong, happy Earth strong. And I thought that was interesting. It was just really like kind of, it felt a little more just like the carnal part of it. It made sense is the point of just like, it's Earth. It's your day you came to Earth. Let's be strong here on the Earth. Like, right. I don't know if there's more to it than I missed, but that was like just a good birthday. Been in Jamaica. But anyway, what I kind of like the thought of the solar return. That's interesting for me because it's like, the planets return to the position that, at least the sun returns to the position it was in when you were born. And I think that's an interesting thing to acknowledge, that the sky and the heavens are sort of moving and you're in rhythm with that in some way. So I find value in the celebration of, or rather in the acknowledgement, and then how I celebrate is maybe what some of the questions are. So I got on adornments today. I'm sitting in what I'm going to call the adornment gallery. So the adornment display is behind me. These are ones that I've made relatively recently. I haven't made any in a couple of days or so, but I've been making them and just dropping them up there. So anyway, that being said, even the notion of like, will I adorn? I'm going to be celebrating in a Muslim country, so there's some sense of conservatism in that. Is that a word? Conservatism? Dressing in a more conservative manner is what I'm trying to say. And so, I don't necessarily want to be my most, seductive, glamorous self, but I could be my most adorned self and still, present otherwise relatively like covered up anyway. I don't know if that's considered modest or not, but so anyway, these are not necessarily the biggest questions of our lives, but there is a seed of just like, how do you celebrate? Why are you celebrating? What are you celebrating? I think that is part of this like journey and unraveling what the moment will, mean. I've even thought about, we're having a conversation about packing, and I don't know what I'm going to wear yet. So everybody's like, well, what do you want us to wear? Do we need to dress up? And I'm like, oh, just be comfortable. And then my sister is like, don't let her fool you. She gonna be dressed up. So I will probably be adorned. I've been thinking about like, will I make something to just, honor the moment? Will I, I don't know. But it's just like, I'm doing this whole journal. I'm counting up to 50. And so there's something in me that does want to celebrate, but I just don't know what it'll look like, right? So anyway, those are some of the thoughts for journal entry number 15, 40 days to 50.